guys, happy Valentine's Day from Empower Movement. So I was reading something this morning that said that the heart shape that we traditionally use for like Valentine's and Valentine's Day isn't actually shaped like a human heart. And if you've ever seen what a human heart looks like, you're like, yeah, this isn't heart shaped at all. And they were actually saying that the human heart, or that the heart shape, comes from the shape of a woman from the backside bending over. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. That is kind of the shape that butts make when you bend over. And so then I'm like, you know what, let's make a video about butts for Valentine's Day. So we're going to talk about your butt and the butt muscles, because this is a really common area that we treat, and this is an area where a lot of people have movement restrictions, but especially have weakness. So we're gonna break down your butt a little bit. So we're gonna zoom in here. So there's three major muscles that we treat in your butt: the gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus. And they're named by their size and location. So the gluteus maximus, this is the one that everybody knows about. You got your junk in your trunk. That is your gluteus maximus. That is a big power muscle meant to help you accelerate, meant to help you go from sitting to standing, squatting, all like big movements, helping you lift big heavy things. Your gluteus medius sits kind of in the middle here. It connects up onto your hip bone right here, and then it even connects a little bit farther down on here that this picture doesn't show. Your medius's job is to keep your pelvis level when you walk. Like when people do like this weird like dip when they're walking, that's oftentimes because they have a really weak gluteus medius. And then the minimus is another glute muscle that sits a little bit deeper and a little bit more off to the side. That's this guy right here. But that muscle, because it's a little on the smaller side, a little on the skinnier side, that one can be weaker, and it assists with like the other kind of motions of the butt, and it helps rotate your hip. So one of the things that we typically see in the clinic is weakness of these butt muscles, of all three of them really. But we tend to give the same exercise over and over, in particular for the gluteus medius. So I wanted to demonstrate that exercise because, quite honestly, if you're not doing this exercise, start doing it now. So find a band and get going with it. So you want a band wrapped somewhere around between your knees and your ankles. So the higher up the band is, so if it's at your knees, the easier this is going to be because your muscles are up here on the sides of your butt. The closer the resistance is to the muscle, the easier it gets. Or if the band is down here on your ankles, this is quite a bit of a challenge. So figure out how much you want to challenge yourself and where you want to put your band. The next piece is you're going to be walking sideways. So bend your knees just a little bit, be in that athletic stance, toes point straight forward, and then you're going to walk sideways. Now, I like giving people the option with this exercise, rather than taking a step and then stepping to it and losing all the stretch in your band, I think you get a better challenge if you keep your feet wide and just take little baby steps, because then you're maintaining tension on the band the entire time. And without going very far, you're going to start feeling a good burn on the sides of your butt cheeks. So this is really good for if you're trying to like kind of tone the butt area, trying to get kind of that hollow on the sides of your cheeks. This is one of the places where this can come from. So the big thing though is make sure as you're walking sideways, keep those feet wide and keep your toes pointed straight forward. As you get tired, your toes are going to start doing this. And all of a sudden, hey, this is so much easier because you're using different muscles. So make sure toes, force them straight forward, and then walk sideways until you get that nice burn in your hips. And that's our Valentine's Day butt lesson.